Welcome to the new series where we pick two things, in this case WrestleMania 33 and WrestleMania 34, put them in the ring and see which one is better, or which one is worse. These both WrestleManias were pretty disappointing and underwhelming. Roman Reigns defeats The Undertaker in a terrible match at the end of WrestleMania, what the f***? Brock Lesnar defeats Roman Reigns in a terrible match at WrestleMania and actually retains the championship, what the f***? Today you're going to get the answer which WrestleMania was actually better and which WrestleMania was actually worse. Let's talk about the stage of this pay-per-view. Okay, WrestleMania 33 had an amazing stage. WrestleMania 34 also had an amazing stage, so it would be unfair for me to give any of these a point. So you know what? You know what happens when you have both stages look incredible? None of you motherfuckers have a point right now, and I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy about that. Let's talk about Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Probably the worst match every year. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Winner never gets anything. Look at Cesaro, look at Baron Corbin, look at Mojo Rawley. And this is where we are getting right here. At WrestleMania 33, we had Mojo Rawley winning the Battle Royal with a celebrity interference. Jinder Mahal gets beaten by a celebrity, and that was a terrible WrestleMania moment, terrible winner, nobody cared, so that automatically is bad. What about WrestleMania 34 though? At WrestleMania 34 we had a much better match, including a much better winner in Woken Matt Hardy, who actually deleted all these people, and I'm not gonna do that ever again. Instead of celebrities and all of that other crap that we don't care about, at WrestleMania 34 we had Bray Wyatt actually returning as obsolete and actually helping Matt Hardy to win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Would you take Matt Hardy over Mojo Rawley? Fuck yes, you would do that. So this automatically gets a point. 1-0 for WrestleMania 34. So since WrestleMania 33, we are going to have cruiserweight matches every year. At WrestleMania 33, we had Neville vs Austin Aries. At WrestleMania 34, we had Mustafa Ali vs Cedric Alexander. Before WrestleMania 34, they actually resurrected the whole cruiserweight division, so that was really special. We had cool entrances, we had two of the best talent in this one, and the match was actually pretty good. Crowd was into it, opened the show. And at WrestleMania 33, we had Austin Aries vs Neville in a little bit of a disappointing match, and also cruiserweight division wasn't really that good back then. WrestleMania 34 had emotions, it had a great match, and they embraced after it, and it was for a vacated cruiserweight championship, so automatically it makes it much more prestigious, interesting, and it felt way better. So another point for WrestleMania 34, 2-0. At WrestleMania 33, we had Intercontinental Championship between Baron Corbin and Dean Ambrose in a lackluster match. What the f was that? I still want to know that. I want to ask you, Mcmahon, why would you put an Intercontinental Championship on a pre-show? Automatically a terrible decision. And at WrestleMania 34, we had an opening match for the Intercontinental Championship. Perfect placement, great entrances from Seth Rollins. He had blue eyes. He had blue eyes. How can you not like that? I mean, that automatically is just tremendous. The match was unbelievable, the right man won. What a WrestleMania moment, with Seth Rollins actually capturing the Intercontinental Championship. And then we had Dean Ambrose and Baron Corbin in a match that I'm still trying to... Excuse me, as I'm trying to find who gives a single fuck. Sorry, can't find anyone. At WrestleMania 33, we had a match from an amazing rivalry between Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens, few months in the making. And yes, the match felt a little bit underwhelming, crowd wasn't really into it, but it was still a cool match for a perfect rivalry, with Kevin Owens winning the match in a bit of a disappointing ending where he powerbombed him on the apron and pinned him in the middle of the ring without doing anything else. Felt a little bit underwhelming, but what we had at WrestleMania 34, we had Jinder Mahal winning the United States Championship against three other men when it comes to Rusev, Orton, and Bobby Roode in a normal match, but it was also one of these moments where people really wanted Rusev to win. But WrestleMania 33 really takes the cake in this one. Every year at WrestleMania we have a Triple H match. Whether he feeds his ego, whether he puts over young talent, that's just unpredictable. WrestleMania 33 we had an amazing match with Seth Rollins, cool match, cool moments. Stephanie goes through a table. She's probably the only woman on the WWE that I don't mind getting hurt. I don't know how terrible it sounds, but holy shit, her character is annoying. She's probably doing a great job, so congratulations, Steph. And at WrestleMania 34, we had Triple H with Stephanie McMahon against Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey in probably the best match on the card, if I'm being honest out here. It was seriously unbelievable and very, very surprising, plus shocking. Ronda Rousey actually is a good wrestler. At least for that night, she proved that she belongs in the WWE. Cool moments. It wasn't really like a 5-star match, but it was certainly a match with cool moments. Even Triple H got his ass whipped by Ronda Rousey. That was pretty nice. So even though it's really hard to decide which match was better, and I think some of you guys need to comment that because your opinion can be different from mine. But again, I gotta give this point to WrestleMania 34 because when it all comes down to it, I think in the next 5 years, we will remember the Ronda Rousey stuff way more than we will remember about that Seth Rollins match, if I'm being honest out here. It surprised me way more. So at WrestleMania 33 we had an amazing match with AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon. Even though Shane McMahon is not a good wrestler, he did his job perfectly. Mostly because it's AJ Styles. You're going to have a good match with AJ Styles. We had a spot on the announce table and we also had a shooting star press from Shane McMahon on AJ Styles, but at the end of the match, AJ Styles won it. At WrestleMania 34, however, we had Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Daniel Bryan's first match after returning to the WWE. So we got to see Daniel Bryan with his wrestling attire. We got to see Daniel Bryan actually wrestling his first match. So I gotta be honest, I'm really sorry, but I have to say that this also takes the cake. They defeated Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens by Daniel Bryan making Sami Zayn tap out. It's also one of these matches where it's your personal preference, but just because of that moment, it just felt right. And WrestleMania is about emotions, highs and lows. And sometimes it blows. But I feel like Daniel Bryan returning to the WWE at WrestleMania 34, where WrestleMania 30 happened, is way more special. So another point for WrestleMania 34. So at WrestleMania 34, we had a very underwhelming match between Bludgeon Brothers, the Usos, and the New Day to conclude their rivalry. The match ended in like 5 minutes. It was like the Usos are finally getting the WrestleMania moment, and it was so short and they also lost. So it was like, meh. The entrance from the New Day was longer than the whole match. At WrestleMania 33, however, we didn't got the title. What? The titles were not defended at all. What the fuck is that decision? Okay, so I gotta say that by a very shocking fashion, and I think most of you will disagree with that, WrestleMania 34 takes the point again. Throughout this video, I'm actually realizing it wasn't that bad of a pay-per-view. Extra point goes to WrestleMania 34 for actually having the first ever women's battle royal. And extra point goes to WrestleMania 33. John Cena proposing to Nikki Bella and creating an amazing WrestleMania moment that you are actually going to remember for the rest of your life. John! At WrestleMania 33 we had an amazing Raw Tag Team Championship match, ladder match. The Hardys returned to the WWE after many years, after like 7 or 8 years, and that was such a great moment. I shook my dick. Honestly, it was that damn great. Multiple tag teams, 4 tag teams in the ring, battling it out for the Raw Tag Team Championships. The Hardys wins the titles. What a WrestleMania moment. At WrestleMania 34 we had mystery partner for Braun Strowman. Cesaro and Sheamus versus Braun Strowman, and who was the partner? It was a 10-year-old. It was a 10-year-old, and after that they relinquished the championships. It was a 10-year-old who won the tag team. At At WrestleMania 33, we had a cool match between Sasha Banks, Bayley, the women's champion, Nia Jax, and Charlotte. The match ended with Bayley retaining the championship, and it was a pretty cool moment. However, at WrestleMania 34, we had Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss, and a little bit of underwhelming match, and the whole storyline was a bit forced. You're bullying me. It had an impressive spot with Samoa drop from the second rope, however, it was a bit meh, even though the moment was pretty cool. It's also one of these moments that you kinda have to decide which one you prefer. However, I give this point to WrestleMania 33. At WrestleMania 33, we had Mickie James versus Natalya versus SmackDown Live's Women's Champion Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch versus Carmella. And at WrestleMania 34, we obviously had Asuka versus Charlotte Flair. Now, it was really underwhelming that Charlotte Flair actually defeated Asuka, and the streak is broken, retains the championship. So the winner of the Royal Rumble didn't even win the championship match. But WrestleMania 33 match, on the other hand, just felt like one of these filler matches. It was just a match added for the sake of having a match, and WrestleMania 34 is way more special, way better match. The match was really amazing. Even though some of us may disagree with the fact that the streak was broken, it easily wins this one. So WrestleMania 34 gets another point. At WrestleMania 33, we had Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker. Terrible match. Taker's out of shape. Main event. Disappointment. Reigns defeats The Undertaker. Why would he just, holy why? Only cool moment was seeing The Undertaker retiring at the end of it, and it turns out it wasn't really a retirement. What a terrible WrestleMania moment and match. However, at WrestleMania 34, we had a 2-minute match against John Cena, with John Cena calling out The Undertaker again. He's not here, Undertaker is not here until he actually comes out and defeats John Cena in 2 minutes, with John Cena not doing any offense pretty much, and also Undertaker is in a great shape. He looks 5 years younger. In general, The Undertaker was really fast in the ring, looked great, looked healthy, and I gotta say, the storytelling, everything was here. Yeah, it was short, but that was the whole story. Don't knock on the dead man's door or grave, because you're gonna get your ass whipped, and that's exactly what happened. It was shocking, it was great. What a WrestleMania moment, probably my favorite WrestleMania moment of WrestleMania 34. WrestleMania 33, however, was just one of these, why Vince McMahon is doing this to The Undertaker, and why is he still pushing Roman Reigns like that, when we all know this is not what will get the guy over. It was one of these moments, so I gotta give the point to WrestleMania 34 again. At WrestleMania 33, we had a finish of a rivalry between Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. Goldberg entered the match as the Universal Champion, however, at the end of it, he lost the title in a very surprisingly cool match. It wasn't a 5-star match, 4-star match, but it was mostly just moments. Spears, F5s, and it was pretty much just a cool thing to watch, and it was a better match than the WrestleMania 20 match. However, at WrestleMania 34, we had Universal Championship and the main event of WrestleMania between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. A very terrible, underwhelming, and a match that nobody cared about. Let's be honest out here. Crowd were chanting, "This is awful." Crowd were chanting CM Punk. Crowd were chanting boring. And Brock Lesnar actually retained the championship in a very shocking fashion, but it was still like, meh, we're not gonna see the Universal Championship again, still. This was really hard for me to decide, so I went to the Twitter and I asked you guys, which match was worse or better? Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt or Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles? A dream match that was supposed to be one of the greatest WrestleMania's match was very disappointing, and I gotta be honest right here, it actually was just one of these SmackDown Lives or Monday Night Raw's main events. It didn't feel special, it was really underwhelming, it didn't actually went to the third gear. This match felt a bit underwhelming. However, at WrestleMania 33, we had Randy Orton vs Bray Wyatt, and also the same match. It feels like WWE Championship matches are really bad these days. Roman Reigns versus Triple H as well. We also had bugs in the ring, these special effects, and it was underwhelming. Randy Orton won the WWE Championship, and at WrestleMania 34, AJ Styles retained the WWE Championship. However, at the end of the match, we had a cool moment by Shinsuke Nakamura punching him in the dick. Punching the dick, we had a hook in the dick. Yeah, it was a hook in the dick. And you know what, I actually like that. Heel Shinsuke Nakamura might be interesting. And yes, it was a better match, but mostly because of the ending, I have to give this to WrestleMania 34. So as you guys can see, WrestleMania 34 easily takes the cake, and I might have been a little bit too harsh on the pay-per-view. I think the biggest reason it kinda sucked was that all the lowest points of the show were at the end, and the end is what we are always going to remember. Yes, these both WrestleManias weren't the best, but it is what it is. Let's hope the next WrestleMania is actually going to be a little bit better. So congratulations to WrestleMania 34. Let me know in the comments below, maybe there's someone who actually disagrees with me, and let me know all your matches and let me know which were actually better in your opinion. Do you like this series? If you enjoy these kind of series, these kind of videos, I think no one is doing that in the wrestling community. After WrestleMania, I decided to change up my content, so if it actually goes over, I will continue to do that. Not only for pay-per-views, everything in wrestling, even video games. You want me to compare WWE 2K18 to another video game? Let me know in the comments below. As always, Twitter, Instagram, every link is in the description below. The Great One, peace, love and hugs. It's been a pleasure.